whenever I thought like, um, oh, what will others think about this, or oh, I'll look stupid, or something comes to my mind about myself, right? I usually reverse that question, or like reverse the tables to answer that question. I I ask myself, have I cared enough about someone else like that? Like, do I go beyond my means to express that one particular person is extremely stupid? Do I even care after watching like a 2 minute YouTube video? If I didn't like it, that I'll just go on in the comments and just trash the person just because I thought they were stupid? Or do I just move on and maybe never ever think about that person again because there's already enough happening in my life that I need to care about? Like, it looks like the world is looking at you through a microscope. It does. And you got to realize that everyone's looking at themselves through a microscope.
Uh-huh. So you guys feel no nervousness?
At times, yeah. I mean, but
But I mean, it's to a point where you can learn how to control it.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a bad thing. I haven't been nervous in a while. Like, what is one thing I could do to make myself nervous? I wouldn't be able. I wouldn't know.
Seriously?
You probably can come up with
Okay,
something.
like what?
Let me think.
Climb the building on the
Yeah,
engineering
that's
climb.
that's not embarrassing.
I know. Eat a full Indian meal with me.
Wait, what?
Eat a full Indian meal with me.
Like, it's not embarrassing.
No, nervous.
That's not nervous. I could eat it, like, but I just some of the. I mean, I could eat certain food, but not everything.
Yeah, so that makes you nervous.
Not really.
Yeah.
No, it's like nervous would be like I'm paralyzed, and I would not like. Oh no, I can't.
That paneer looks too good. I cannot eat it.
I don't know. Yeah, that's like I don't know. That's like a really good question actually. What can I do to that? Something I could do to like make it. It's like pushing me out of like the comfort zone or something. That's bad actually. I cannot think of anything.
You probably can. I'll think of something for you.
Like what? What?
You gotta first think of
Like
what
maybe
you care about.
maybe it's not. It's not one. Okay, I think yeah. I think I could probably. So maybe it's not a single thing. Maybe it's not like a single event because I'm probably past that. Like a single thing you do, but maybe it's like more like long term things. Yeah. I don't know.
What?
Let's say
Yeah, like I don't know. Like after college, like what do I do? Like do you get a job or something, or like do I do something else?
No, that's not like a. I thought you were asking about the embarrassment, nervousness.
Yeah, but like yeah, I think. Yeah, that's probably like a thing of the past. Because like now, like those micro things don't really matter as much. Now it's about like
bigger picture.
yeah, because like then those things, they seem to really matter.
I think in a
But
way
they don't, yeah.
you're chasing nervousness because you always want to go to the next big thing, so that you can like overcome it, and then you have another
Yeah,
big thing
yeah.
to worry
No, I
about.
kind of was, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like it almost feels like a game.
It is a game,
Yeah.
and it's a bad game. It's addicting.
Yeah.
It's addicting, right? Addicting.
You're trying to overcome levels.
But it's kind of a good game, It's addicting, but like kind of.
It's
kind
what
of-
you make out of it.
It's kind of aligned to the things I want to do, so it's fine. But
Yeah.
it could be bad. It could be really bad.
Like, this is exactly what, in some ways, what Fight Club was about, right? The guy wanted to feel something.
Yeah. He wanted to feel something, so he went overboard. He's a big fan of Fight Club. He recommended it to me.
What emotion are you chasing? What would you like to feel?
I would like to feel the feeling I feel when I write about these ideas. Just relaxed, calm. I don't have to worry about being slow and coming up with my idea or getting it wrong. Really, I don't know. It's just sometimes just late at night I just think about these things, and it's just a feeling of curiosity, exploring things. And would you want to, instead of doing a podcast where you normally just ask questions, I answer, or vice versa, would you want to like work through a problem, like work through a model?
I don't see a reason not to.
Yeah, that's a good thing we could do in the future, instead of just like talking. Some people are not, like you said, like people are
Right.
yeah,
No, that's a good idea. Like we could sit
we're
at the
like-
table with the problem.
they're like, hey, figure
Like
it out.
let's say we have an economist. We say, okay, today we solve the American debt.
And then bring other people and shit. And like, yeah, that's just it's a really good problem.
Because like, when you ask me questions, right, I could take that and think about it for like another like hour or two. Like the question of, what was it? It
You need time to ponder things and
Yeah.
to really think about
Yeah.
it, because that's part of who you are, and that's probably our mistake for thinking.
Okay.
My mistake, to be honest, for thinking that, you know, because how your brain works is very unique in that sense, and I failed to figure out a way to showcase that, because like you said, yeah, it's a lot better if you can show me your thought process than just like, you know, record your tape. Like, how well are you at memorizing
Yeah.
good quotes?
With a normal podcast format, all I can do is really recall whatever I really remember, which is not that much.
And then
because
when you-
much of my writing is old, right?
Right.
And maybe I can recall bits of it, but I can't explain it well because I don't really remember it well.
And then if you get nervous, you remember even less.
Yeah.
So now you're like at a standstill. You have a baby brain, which is good. It's good.
Baby brain.
Yeah, because you don't know I mean, you do know stuff, but the nervousness makes you feel like you know nothing. Are you good at arm wrestling?
Nope.
There's a contest happening on Friday in State Farm. Student, everyone's going.
You get an Xbox if you win.
Yeah,
Why would I go?
practice.
Why would I go?
Don't you like gaming?
Practice. Bro, you guys are sitting
Really?
up right next to, yeah.
Do you want to?
Let's do it.
Why do you want to do this?
Do it.
Just to get me to be relaxed?
No. Why not?
Right. Or the Xbox.
All right.
Or you monitor.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Dude, you're pulling up my skin.
Wait, what?
Release this a bit. All right. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. I guess we're just gonna
Focus. Quiet. Focus.
You got it.
Focus. Breathe. Focus.
For the Xbox. Damn.
Damn, you
I
lost?
know.
Yeah.
Why?
No. You stop trying.
What?
You stop trying.
No.
Bro, why you lose like that?
I'm just weak.
Wait, yeah, they actually like lose? You didn't try?
What?
You didn't try?
Bro, I lost.
Okay. Yeah. He didn't try.
You didn't try.
It's okay.
What?
Did you actually try your hardest?
Yeah.
Okay, try again. Like your hardest.
Why do you want to do this?
Just to see if he was being real. He seemed like you seemed like fake. I don't know. You're not trying too much. You go again.
Here, we'll do it.
No. I know you know the outcome of that.
Okay. So confident.
Okay. Come on. All right.
Why don't you want to do this?
3, 2, 1.
Why don't you want to do
Quiet.
this?
Focus.
Why don't you want to do this
Focus,
problem
focus.
solving format?
We will. Focus.
Like today.
Focus. Come on. Hard. You guys are like, eh.
Why are you stopping?
Because you're hurting my hand.
Oh my god. Okay, I'll keep it like this. No, you can hold it. I'll just keep it like this.
Okay, focus. Like go hard. Go hard.
Like a
go
slap.
hard. Okay, come on, Joe.
Come on.
Come on. Focus. Focus.
For the
focus.
Xbox.
Or you Munder. And you end your Netflix account. And your League of Legends. Too. Come on, man. Come on. Come on.
Come on.
I am.
No. Hard. Like, get it out from somewhere.
Beat the shit out of me.
You got it. 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 Just like completely go. Like you almost had it. You almost.
Congratulations. You win the Xbox Series S.
Thank you.
What problem do you want to solve?
Okay, so like, this is kind of what we were talking about previously, but with like, sort of this contrast between setting goals and wanting certain. I don't know if this is exactly what we're talking about. Okay, but setting goals and wanting to achieve certain outcomes versus just being in like a childlike state of like being lost in curiosity and passion.
Okay.
And how to reconcile the two and how one can maybe assist the other and vice versa. What are people really trying to get at, right? Is it specific like affect, like certain like feeling when they're doing a certain activity? Like, so do they do everything, like get a job, go to school, all that, just so that they can experience certain moments in life that are filled with positive feeling? Like, you know, like going on vacation, hang out with people, like it's these feelings that people search for. Is it that? Is it, you know, reaching a certain state, like accomplishing X, Y, Z, or like making X amount of money or getting X skill or whatever? Is it a state that people are going for? Kind of like a description of themselves that they're trying to make true? Or is it specific feeling while experiencing something? And I feel like both of these ideas are just approximations of what people really want. Like, I feel like what people really want is like some unknown thing in the subconscious, and then they try to get at it from these different angles. Like one is like trying to set goals to attain certain states for themselves, and then another is like trying to do certain activities to for fun or whatever. Like, and then like within these categories you have like actions that are like targeting that, and it's like it's all for some fundamental thing that humans want that's like undescribable.
You think there's a common center?
Yeah, also that's another question. Like, is there a common center? Is there one thing, right? But I don't know. And I was just trying to explore these two different competing.
Go for it.
These two different competing ideas, which is like setting goals to reach certain states, or simply just acting to enjoy different things. Okay, so when it comes to like doing, you know, the learning or like trying to explore ideas or studying and stuff like that, you could take these two approaches, right? Like you could try to say, oh, my goal is to get a certain grade and to graduate from a certain school and stuff, and so you fill your day with actions aimed at that. So that the value in what you're doing is okay. So what you're doing has value insofar as it helps you reach that end goal, right? Like getting a better grade or whatever. So that's one mode of thinking that some people are in when studying or something. Another mode is like just lost in pleasure with thinking about these ideas, like just letting the passion and curiosity run, kind of like I think Ramanujan was probably like. It's like I was thinking earlier today that like these things can kind of complement each other, right? So if you just simply let the passion and curiosity run, you just study and do whatever you feel like doing, and you don't really worry about these outcomes in the real world, like, you know, about getting a job and so forth. ultimately you're going to run up against these outcomes in the real world, and you're not going to be able to secure this activity that you like doing so much. So for example, like if you just like reading philosophy or psychology all the time, and you like thinking about these things, say like someone just that's all they do because they enjoy that so much, right? And they don't really worry about end states, about, you know, how they're gonna make money like a year from now or something. At some point, the real world's gonna catch up to them. Maybe their parents want them to move out or whatever, and they're not gonna be able to pursue these ideas anymore because they have to get a job or whatever. And so, in a certain way, you need this goal-setting, outcome-oriented framework to help you with passion. It complements passion. So to secure the number of times that you can spend immersed in this work that you like to do, you have to, in a way, plan and execute and try to reach certain outcomes so that you can continue to do that in the future. Like someone that's very interested in like psychology or philosophy could try to get a PhD and try to secure a professorship. And that sort of outcome-centered plan would allow them to continue to do that work throughout their life, as opposed to if they hadn't planned all that and then they find themselves unable to continue that work. On the flip side, this constantly pursuing outcomes leads to three different things. So it's like, if you're constantly pursuing a certain goal and that's really all you care about, and you're never really lost in passion or curiosity in doing your work, it seems that you're affected by three things. So like one is this like mirage thing where you always feel like you're in the middle of the race, right? You're working really hard towards a certain goal, a certain like short-term goal, and then you reach it or you don't reach it, and then you set another goal, and then you reach it or you don't reach it, set another goal. So it always seems like you're chasing a moving target, you're chasing after a mirage, and you're always in the middle of the race. And that's very tiring because it seems like you're never really accomplishing anything, because when you do accomplish it, it's counted as like, it's like not good enough. I gotta set another one. So this is one danger of constantly being your mind is, if your mind is constantly in this goal setting framework, that's what happens, I think. Another is just stress, because when you have an outcome imagined, right, you in a way like intensely desire after that, and proportional to that intense desire is this kind of fear of not getting that certain outcome. And that fear is, when it happens enough, it's kind of like leads to stress, or it is stress. And then lastly, like this goal setting framework, if you're constantly doing it all the time, is it leaves you often in a state where you feel like you constantly fall short. Okay, I guess this is, I'm mainly talking about myself when I'm talking about these effects, but so like you set a certain goal, and it's a goal, right? It's an ideal basically by definition, and oftentimes you haven't predicted certain things. Things come up, or your willpower is a bit short or whatever, and you fall short of this goal, right? So being constantly goal oriented makes it so that it's hard to collect satisfaction along the way. Like it's either like when I see that like I haven't reached a certain standard, this certain goal that I was setting out to do, right? It just I just don't feel satisfied. So I don't know if any of that makes sense, but
Which is why you should start with talking to others who are facing the same problem.
Which is a lot of people.
Now, did you guys, on a scale of like 1 to 10, how well do you think you understood that? Understood what I just said?
Well, I don't think you've finished yet. So you should finish it first. But I'd say pretty high.
Okay.
8, 7, around there. 7.7. And the other 3 points or 2.7 points. It's because you haven't finished yet. Like you don't know. You're still working on it. You're gonna talk to people. You're gonna figure it out. That's something someone told me today. I was asking him a question about a philosophy, a young, talented philosopher, and he was telling me that he's a friend I have. And I was telling him, like he's this guy. He has a lot of interesting ideas. Like like what do you think he should do, or guide him through so he can think through his questions. And he said that philosophy is essentially about communication and conversing with others. You said you talk to more people. That's all he said. Talk to more people. Because I was asking him to see if he could advise him or like mentor him or something. But yeah, that's all he said. I don't have time, but I would encourage him to talk to a lot of people. Talk to students, non-students, professors, anyone you can think about, because there's an opportunity that this person might teach you something that you don't know, which is 100% true, but also expand your model, because your experience, like you said, is limiting. It's very useful, but limiting. Very useful, but limiting. Talking to more people will be the option, which is why you're going to go outside and you're going to make a new friend. Could you smile again?
Just did.
No, like the other one.
Special one.
It is quite good. I'll tell you that. It is quite good. Wait, do it.
Chef's
That
recommendation.
only happens when I'm in the mood. Okay, it won't. It won't
I don't
come
care
out
if
the
you're.
same.
So I just want it. Just try it. You're almost there. You're almost there. Trust. Just trust.
Allow yourself to fail.
Yeah.
Bro, why?
Please. We're literally like kindergartens. It's like, oh, why? Please. Do it. Let me go first. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking about how to frame this in a way that you think this question is important. You guys don't feel tired chasing after goals?
I feel like it's exciting.
For real?
You may not even achieve them, but so what? It's like the goals of the purpose of a goal is not to reach them, but to get close to them. That's why the same thing with the religion thing. The purpose is not to be exactly like the prophet or whatever, or the God, but to get close to it. The same thing goes with. Like there's this phrase, shoot for the
moon,
land among the stars. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good to me. I mean, sure, you're not on the moon. If you wanted to go to the moon, you should have, gone for Mars or something. Whatever, it doesn't really make sense, but in the physics realm of things. But if you're gonna go to Mars, okay, shoot for Neptune or something. If you're gonna go to a different galaxy, shoot for M87 black hole or something. I don't know.
Something that I've come to realize is if you don't believe you can do it, you will not be able to do it. Like, it sounds simple, but if you think about it, like if you just intrinsically do not believe that you can achieve something, regardless of whatever you do, you will not. Like, even if you're the most capable person to do it,
And knowledgeable.
If you don't believe it,
Can a person even shoot for something that they don't believe they can do?
Yeah.
yes. which is why it's a goal.
Like, okay, if someone believes they cannot accomplish something, or
Give me an example.
relatively,
Give me an example.
okay, if someone's relatively not confident that they can build a certain business, right, in a certain area,
Well,
Right.
they won't be able to do it. That's it.
If you don't believe,
But for
So-
some reason, there's a belief that I'm capable.
no, so
It's
like,
not even rational, but just a random ass like belief that they have.
there doesn't exist a person that can be described with what you're saying. Like everyone that is pursuing something believes they can do it, right?
Well, pursuing something that they think it's great, or they think. I mean, there's a lot of people pursuing computer science majors, and I don't think they believe that in that much. They just think it's a good job or whatever. Like, it's a different example. What we're saying is that building a business or pursuing something they really care about, and perhaps it's really hard. They may not see it, but they believe in it, and they will get it done. And also, you're not bending the laws of physics or something, because there's a limit. Supposedly, you have a limit in that sense. But why not, man? Why not?
Why not? What?
Go build a super jet faster than the speed of light.
like, strive for those moments of absolute inspiration and craziness where the idea is too absurd to be true, but you still feel that you can chase it.
Yeah, it's like kids. Like kids, you imagine this world about, oh my God, look at me, I'm riding this car, and like I'm going super fast, and like whatever you did when you were a kid. That's not real, but imagine it. The same thing. You imagine it, and you try to do it.
I am doing that though.
Well, I'm not saying you, as in like I'm coming at you. I'm saying you, as in plural. Everyone.
Laura?
What? Yeah, English is a weird language.
Well, can you talk a bit more about that? Like, wait. So have you gotten like straight A's like all throughout high school, throughout college?
Everywhere.
And so you don't feel like
Every
stressed to try to you don't feel like there's danger in getting a minus or a B or something, and that danger doesn't cause fear, and that fear doesn't cause stress.
I used to, but not like I would compromise on everything just for that. Like, I would care about it, but not really. Like, I would care, like, because I was grown in an environment where, or like I grew up in an environment where everyone cared about grades. And like the moment you get your final grades, people will be just calling you left and right to know what they are. And just compared with others. Like my cousin or like anyone, right? My friends. And that just made it feel like it was much more important than it really was. Like now when I reflect back, I think like I could have done so many things when I was at that age, when I was capable of like just trying some new things, where I just spend most of my time worrying about a stupid letter.
But now you don't worry about the stupid letter, but you still get a bunch of A's? You still get all A's?
Yes.
That's what I told you about. You have to really want it, be indifferent about it. And probably he feels better now. More relaxed, he does more things and still gets A's.
Because it forces me to find a new way to do things. Because I want to do because I know I want to do some other things. But I also know that I intrinsically cannot stop caring about grades in some way or the other. So it's a matter of finding a compromise between it. Like, how can I do the things that I want, but still give just enough time to also take care of the other things?
So I understand there's that compromise, but so you still, part of you still does care about getting good grades. And I feel like, isn't that proportional to the fear of not getting good grades? Like, the more you care about good grades, the more you fear it. So that means maybe you don't care about it as much as you do,
I would say I don't care about the grades. I care more about what I'm learning out of it. Like I'm only chasing understanding the material rather than getting an A on the assignment.
Oh, okay. So that makes more sense then.
Like it's a consequence of how I learned something. Like the grade is a consequence of what I did over the semester just for that course, for example.
So you're just that excited about the material that you don't really need to. You don't really like. For a lot of people, grades is like this, almost like a carrot stick. Like you need it. Like people, like including me, kind of like you need this punishment, sort of this system, in order to motivate you to continue learning the course material, right? So, but you kind of just you like learning the material and you want to learn that much that you just that carrot of grades doesn't even play any factor. Right?
No, because if you think about it, like you're putting in, how I see it is my time is an investment. The number of hours I put into something should help me in the future in some way or the other. Like I'm pouring so many hours into, let's say, finishing an assignment or going to lectures or like so much energy. Am I getting anything back in return? If I only start caring about getting good grades, I'll for sure have wasted all of that time because I wouldn't have learned anything at the end. I gotta look back to my high school years or my school years, and if I try to recollect some like what I learned, it's hard because my focus was on doing well on the exam. Like I wouldn't say I was purely memorizing things, but it still like the focus was more on getting good grades rather than learning what was actually being taught. And that's a sad thing to think about, that you spend more than 10 years of your life at an institution learning things, and at the end of those 10 years you can barely remember the things that you learned, but you also know that you compromised on a lot of things just to get that one grade.
So you really ended up with nothing, kind of.
Exactly. Like I started asking the question, what do I care more about? Do I care about building better relations, creating something, or just passing the system and just doing the things as they're supposed to and just doing what everyone else is doing? Do I want to lead a life which basically gives me all the cushioning and comfort because of the merits, but not enough internal satisfaction at the end when I go to bed? Because deep down, I would still know that on paper, all of this is good, but deep inside, I might still not be happy because I really wouldn't have accomplished anything. Like any awards, all these titles, they mean nothing if they don't like really change anything about you. Like I should be here in this university putting 20 hours into a class because I want to learn it, or because I want to just know how the world works. If I'm learning a new mathematics theorem, I try to find a way I can apply it in real life. Because if I'm only learning and not applying, or if I cannot find a use for it, I'm surely going to forget it. And I'm going to have to relearn it again. And that's more time that you put into the same thing that you already did at one point in your life.
That was a beautiful speech, but I think you messed up at the end. Because the purpose of math, or sometimes learning, is to do it for its own sake, regardless of practicality. But yeah.
Yeah, but you have a purpose of that learning, right? You still have a purpose for something.
Great speech.
Start caring more about your time and energy, and you'll maybe start seeing things differently.
So by caring, you mean start viewing them as things that bring you towards along some purpose to reach some specific goal, right?
Yes, and like more of an investment. Like think about it as, I'm not saying time is money in the literal sense, but it is in some way. Like think of it, if you had decided to create a mental model, think of it as all the money that you have, and you're investing it in something that you believe in. Where would you invest it? If you just like ruthlessly just spend it anywhere, like recklessly just spend it anywhere that you want.
So you're investing the time to do an activity to increase the likelihood of a certain future outcome?
Not necessarily. Like it doesn't always have to connect to, like it doesn't always need to have a motive behind it.
I thought you said it has to have a purpose at the end.
So what I'm trying to say is that can become toxic very fast, because then you'll start thinking too practically. Your brain will always go, okay, does this help me in any way? No. Okay, no. Cancel. That leaves very little room for possibilities and like new opportunities to enter your life.
So sometimes you're just lost in just the fun of the activity, the act of learning, and sometimes you're investing in it. You're investing your time to do that to reach a certain outcome.
Exactly. Like
it's like
it exactly. Yes. So it exactly is like just think of it as a stock market, and you invest your time in something and you think it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But don't see that as a lost investment. You learn something from it. Like don't only invest in the places that you're absolutely sure about that you want to invest. Be open to failing. And okay with knowing that you gave your time into something and it didn't work out. But now you know better. Now we can invest that time into something else. Invest that money into something else. At the bottom of it all is allowing yourself to fail. Truly. Like that's something I realized. The reason why we care so much about grades is because we cannot allow ourselves to fail or to do bad in something.
So earlier I was saying that desire for a certain outcome is proportional to the amount that you fear losing it or fear not getting it. But I guess what you're saying is that's really your choice, and the way you see failure can affect that relationship. So if you're not really hurt by failure and you just see it as, you can automatically see it as a stepping stone. Because I consciously, if I really think about it and analyze it, okay, I can see it's a stepping stone, but it doesn't automatically come to mind that it is when I do fail, right? So it has to be automatic, and then once that happens, the desire to achieve a certain outcome as a result of investing time and stuff into certain activity does not bring along fear. Does not bring along I feel like in a certain way you must be okay with failing, period. Not failing because it leads you to something, but just failing, period.
Exactly, failing, period.
That's interesting. I don't know how that's possible. Wait, so say you were like working on something and it fails, and you know, like there's nothing you can learn from it, just hypothetically, right? There's nothing you can learn from it. You're still like not too bummed out that you spent all that time.
Because if you think deeply about it, there is something that you still learn out of it.
No, just hypothetically.
I'm trying to isolate you try, you believe in it, you try, done, failure. Now what? You do the next thing. Like that was part of the outcome. It's always part of the outcome.
Like we're so okay with giving. So this is what I realized. So we're so okay with giving time into things that don't really help us at all in the future, and we're still okay with it. Like it feels like a lost investment, but no one really cares about it. Like if you Like you put in all this hard work into learning something, but 10 years down the line, if you don't even care about it in any way, you're not going to be sad that you put so much time into it because it was what you were supposed to do as a part of schooling or whatever, right? But why be that upset with other things in life? Like, why not take this instance as the same way? Like, okay, you did something, you failed, maybe you didn't learn anything out of it. And that's okay. And trust me, if you're thinking how you can be comfortable with failing, first, you cannot plan it out. You cannot plan or set yourself up for failure. It just needs to naturally happen. Like you need to go head into something, not thinking what the outcome is going to be. And sometimes it takes a friend to push you down that cliff of
not cliff.
Overcoming.
Not cliff, but
not cliff. Okay, there's
river,
better.
River is better.
River.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, pushing in a river because at least you can survive. Yeah.
No, but
of forcing
a river
you to swim.
because we assume we're fish in the water. We push in the river. So assume we're a fish.
Yeah. Of forcing you to swim, and then loving swimming for the rest of your life. Which is why we're gonna talk to someone outside.
Yeah, and that reminds me of Fight Club. I mean, there's a scene there where the guy forces the guy to like do what he wants. I mean, it's not that I don't think it's the best method to do that, but he worked out. That guy was the happiest that he's ever been. Because he would have never done it. He would have been on the same course, the same outcome, whatever he thought he should have been doing, but he wanted to do something else, and he knew what it was, but he neglected that. But no, he's you get wise once you commit failure.
Once you go underwater.
I have failed many times, and I just care more about it even more every time.
Exactly. The thing is, you didn't have this context.
The context of it doesn't really matter, or
yeah, because you thought it really mattered. You thought it defined you when you didn't.
Look back to that failure now. Whatever failure you were thinking about right now, that you mentioned that you've faced, is that affecting your life right now?
yes.
I mean, depending on the failure.
Like it's affected my psychological state, if that's what you mean. But I mean, like, if the outcome itself, like, maybe one of them.
But also,
like, did it affect the grand scheme of things? Like, when you die, like, are you gonna look back and like, oh my god, like, whatever?
Probably not.
Yeah, therefore, didn't really matter.
a lot of it depends on how you interpret things.
So it's how we give meaning to things. All interpretation, which is why believing or not believing, and I don't think it matters.
Like,
whatever you believe.
For a layman, it would just be like an event. It would be an incident. It would be an event like you were drawing, right? It would be just a circle. But it's how you interpret that circle is what defines what you define as success or failure.
Mm-hmm. And so the way you interpret is just two things. One is like, in itself, it doesn't matter. Like, one thing's like, so failures is kind of a stepping stone, and even if it isn't, it doesn't really matter in the long run. Is that what you're trying to say? Or
That's a mindset that you need to create for yourself.
Yeah, it's not something you can
so
get
you can't really
philosophically.
describe it, really.
No. I think you described it pretty well. The thing is, you can understand it intellectually, but it's not gonna understand it intellectually is not gonna make you deeply understand it. It's an experiential thing.
Yeah.
wisdom experience.
So did you kind of derive that? Like you think really hard and then you derive that outcome? Or you just lived, you experienced things and automatically that
It's-
mindset kind of just
I
came
mean,
to you?
A bit of
Both,
both. Like
both,
it's
yeah.
reflecting and observing.
Reflecting and observing.
and doing that thing.
Because at some point, I'm sure you have faced that emotion at some point in your life.
So do you guys aren't worried about what's gonna happen when you die?
Like after you die.
Yeah, so what do you guys think happens? Like current, if you were to just give an answer, what probably happens?
Well, hopefully I didn't behave too bad.
So you don't really worry about it that much.
No, I do, but like I mean, hopefully you didn't behave that badly in your life, so you can continue moving forward, whatever happens. But I mean, the best you can do is to, I mean, conclusively that you know, it's like living the best life you can do here, like the best good life. So if there is an eternal future, eternal future, or life, you can do that because I mean, in a way that like that's what the purpose. That's how you interpret it. Like the purpose of life on Earth is to reach the afterlife, which is what point you mentioned earlier. Is that accurate?
No, the point of life on Earth is not to reach the afterlife. I don't know what the point is of life on Earth, but it's just statistically it's a better option, I think, the way I understand it, to find out what the afterlife if it exists and try to secure try to work towards getting to a good afterlife, which entails both trying to understand if it exists and once you conclude, if you conclude that it exists, try to determine which one you want to shoot to enter. I don't know.
But then you need the faith component, which is faith could be religious and unreligious, but faith is it's a leap of faith that you need to have, whether you're starting this new relationship with the random person you just met, not necessarily a romantic relationship, but just like a relationship or like a friendship, or you're starting a business, or you're starting a podcast, or whatever. And you need to have that faith that you don't know the variables, you don't know anything about it, but you're just gonna do it. You're just gonna figure it out on the way. And that's where faith comes in. It's an important part of the component. I don't think it's something you can quite arrive fully. So part of it, I think you can derive faith, but not fully. Not that I'm aware of. It's a belief mechanism.
I feel like a lot of my aversion towards failure is because I believe that these failures move me away from reaching a good afterlife. And the more I fail at what I do, the closer I am to hell.
Well, you were,
And it's
continue.
so I can't ever view failure as okay. It's like if I get a bad grade, it lowers the chance that I get into a good grad school or a good job afterwards, which lowers the chance that I create whatever this organization is in the long run, which lowers the chance that I find out whether or not the afterlife exists, which lowers the chance of me having a good afterlife. So, in a sense, every single action I do is almost like tied to this, like,
Notion of afterlife.
yeah. And
But,
so
yeah.
so I can't accept failure, really. If I really believed that there was just nothing after death, I think I could accept failure. Because it's just like, in the end, like, I'm not going to be able to reflect on it 100 years from now. And no one's going to really remember or care about what I did eventually.
Okay.
And everything I did is just going to go out. But I don't know, like, in that sense, I wouldn't really care so much about failure. But so I think it's deeply tied to this idea of afterlife that I guess in a way, like, you asked this question, like, I do wish that almost, in a way, I wish that I wasn't exposed to these ideas of the afterlife, of God and heaven and hell and stuff like that.
What you described was one root of this tree, which is you do here, you graduate, you go to grad school, you get a job, and all these things. But the thing is, there's just one path, like you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
You can start the organization right now if you wanted to. Done. You don't need to worry about anything else anymore about this grading and everything else because it's a different alternative. Or you can still do that and do the thing. But like if that's your goal, like why don't you just attempt like you're solving for X, and you can solve for X, but for some reason you're trying to solve for Y.
Because
Wait 1 second, I'm not done. That does not make any sense. But the other thing, it's a two. You have two equations, two unknowns. I mean, you have one equation. You have two equations, one unknown. The unknown is your institution. The other Y is like things that don't matter. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that everything will be fine. It will work out. And the thing is, you used to believe in Christianity, or still do. And I mean, you don't think like Jesus, for instance, he didn't fail or what? He wasn't perfect in any way. He was born in a I don't know the name in English, but in the field, not the fields, but what is it
a
called?
manger.
In the what?
A manger, like a
manger?
stable.
There you go.
Where they
Yeah,
keep
a stable. Yeah,
animals.
sure. I mean, that's pretty much a failure to whatever standards. He should have been in a kingdom or something, according to whatever people thought. Anyway, I don't think failures ever get you there.
Yeah.
It gets you closer to whatever you're trying to do, because that's the way how you find out things.
I want you to do something before you go to bed tonight. Take your notebook, a pen, and write down 3 things that you're grateful for.
Okay.
What's your light at the end of the tunnel? What makes you happy? 3 things that you deeply care about and are really grateful for existing. And I want you to do that every night. It can be your family, a friend, a person you just met on Green Street and might have changed your life. It can be anything. And you'll start looking at the world more positively.
Okay.
It fixes it in a way. It's about what we're talking about right now.
It is.
If you can,
Many ways.
Right, sing the first part for him.
When you try your best.
No. Sing it. When you try your best,
But you don't succeed.
you get what you want.
But not what you need. When you feel so tired, but you can't sleep. Stuck in river.
What's that?
Stuck in river. Yeah, and then it reverses. So it's an antiderivative. It's a good song though. So, have you heard of this song? Oh, you have?
Listen to it tonight. Maybe it'll sound, no, actually, it's a really like deep song.
It quite is actually.
It actually is. Like,
Quite.
it's relevant in so many situations.
Money Heist final episode.
Okay. Sure.
Have you seen Money Heist?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind that. You seen Money Heist?
Only the first
Not
season.
fully.
Does the song play at the end?
Yeah. Like at the end, it's like the most like weighted scene. You don't know what the hell's happening. It's like this song comes and the show ends. seen 2 shows in my life, and that's probably the last 2.
What's the other one?
I'll tell you.
Ozark.
Oh yeah, but yeah, Money Heist is pretty good. Quite good. Yeah. Anyways,
Have you seen The Good Place?
Part of it, like, yeah.
My personal opinion, if thinking about the afterlife is stressing you out so much, just drop it.
I can't. Oh,
Try
How
it.
do you just drop it?
Like try not caring.
yeah, it's like in a way, like if you really want to care about it and like secure it, you cannot think about it. Yeah. Because like the more you try, the less.
In a way, I've kind of tried, and I think it's done it a little bit, but
Like it's not like dropping it, like as in like forgetting about it. It's more like you drop it as your main thing you think about every day, every second of your life. It's more like it's still your goal, and you're still gonna get there, but it should be a consequence of your actions, not the thing that drives every move of your life.
Like it shouldn't feel like someone's holding a gun to your head.
but I don't know. It's like telling someone to just not be sad. Like how do you just get rid of that idea? It's like one of the more fundamental ideas. Then actually, my cousin told me to do the exact same thing, to drop it, and I tried following it, but
I don't think it's dropping it. What I think is that's your goal still, but it's a different type of goal. It's a goal you cannot get by directly trying at it.
It's an unconventional goal. Common wisdom doesn't work. We talked about a lot of things today.
Probably one of the deepest conversations we ever had.
100%. Take some time to just like don't get overwhelmed by all this information.
if you guys were to give me 2 main points from each of you, what would it be?
Nothing. You already know.
Okay.
Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself.
Rule number 1. Believe in yourself. Rule number 2. Look at number 1.
Like Fight Club.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought that's what you were thinking when you said it, right?
No, he wasn't taking that.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. I was thinking more of I think Warren Buffett is the same thing, but that's what he said, something like that. Wait, so what was the thing in Fight Club?
The first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and then the second rule is
Second
like,
rule.
that's funny. Yeah. Yes, it's a good way to make yourself remember something.
So, do you guys ever... Is there anything on your mind that you're thinking about these days? Or is it mostly just like... Any sort of
Look at him too when you-
psychological thing that can be modeled? Or is it mostly just you're just excited and just...
A model is an approximation of the world, which is, by its own definition, never going to be accurate. However, they have some use cases.
All models are wrong. Some are useful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. All models are wrong. Some are useful. But anyway, what are you thinking about these days?
You're saying something.
No, no.
No, you were saying
You know,
something.
he's a businessman.
No.
You know, Dean's List
No.
accolade.
Bro, say what you were saying.
Yeah, nothing. He asked you a question.
I
Yeah.
asked both of you a question.
Bro, come on.
Bro, I've talked a lot. He's asking you. You start.
What I'm thinking about right now? Well, I'm reading cybernetics. That's what I'm thinking a lot about. So cybernetics is reading. It's very interesting because the whole cybernetics movement and like everything that happened after that with Stuart Brand, it's very interesting. Like it's just the same thing. Like a lot of like feelings that I've had, and you seem to have done the experiment already, so you can just learn from it. Like for instance, like this people like in the '60s that didn't really cared about the Vietnam War. They didn't want to go. They just literally set up just bought land, give up their whole like possession, and just set up a city. And they actually they would build geodesic domes like they went in Cambodia, and they just lived there. They just
Really?
like, thinking about life, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
Wait, I think I've seen one of those domes at the same Ford Museum.
Oh, there you go. Probably, yeah. The thing was called. There were a couple, but one of the most famous
It was this exact thing where they just like talked about things and like how these discussions.
Drop
and,
City was.
I have the photo. I can show you.
Yeah. So one of them was called Drop City, which I mean, a lot of it was like a lot of people were just like pursuing hedonism and like drugs and like psychedelics and but like stuff like that. I mean, I guess, but I mean, I don't think you should, that shouldn't be like the whole like in order to like have this stuff, you need to be doing those things. But anyway, a lot of people know it because of that. These people were kind of like out there, but the idea what they were trying to do is pretty cool. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. How I don't know, like this year has been very interesting because it's been very serendipitous, right? Just having this thought of like, he showed me this Buckminster Fuller thing. He went to Detroit. He showed me this house. Like, oh, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna learn about it. Why? I don't have no idea. I learned about it. I wrote about it. I shared these ideas. Someone reached out. Hey, you're wrong. Not like that, but you're wrong. And I know why. Okay, so and this guy turned out to be the president of the dome that Fuller.
The committee that restored the dome.
Yeah, I used to live in. And like, hey, I'll give you a tour. So he gave us a tour. We went to Carbondale, 3 hours away. We borrowed a friend's car. We went there. We got in there, amazing conversation, like just like a whole different vibe just being there. It's an experience. We came back with like 20 books. That week before, I went to this random professor, seemingly random professor, and I asked her, hey, I'm interested in Buckminster Fuller. What can I do to learn about it? So she gave me a couple of books, and everything is related to the cybernetics thing that Buckminster Fuller will lead me. And then turns out, one of the books I'm reading, that professor, which is a random class, that professor was a graduate student of the author, and she helped, write one of his books, which is completely random, but like everything just like making
fell
sense.
into place.
Yeah, just everything just like what is for you is gonna be for you, and like I don't know, like the universe is making me see something for some reason. I don't know why. It's interesting, it's like it's very. Gratitude. It's a feeling that I feel. That I mean, summer's coming, so what can you do? What are you what else you want to do with your life? And you have this semester. Like what can you create that has meaning and is important? And trying to wake up early, run, learn, write, talk to a lot of people, pursue serendipity, which you cannot pursue. So it's a bad goal. Pursue it. The more you pursue it, the less you get. But do this thing. It's pretty cool, man. I have a lot of fun doing this. Anyway, I have a goal with Mr. Patel, and I'm a consultant. The only time in my life I'm a consultant. I'm a consultant helping him with something. But What?
Which matter?
What?
Many matters.
No, just one matter. But he's Mr. Patel is quite the accomplished individual, quite enlightened in many ways. But he doesn't need it, but he's a little conscious of that. Anyway,
what have I been thinking about? Also about. I've been seeing a lot of opportunities around me as of late. I would just see, like I walk into a building and if I hear someone talking or like just observe something, I see there are like just so many opportunities around us at all times.
Like anyone, just like you want to talk to everyone because you never know what they could tell you. Like, and
and it's just making me think, okay, what's the best way to like make use of all these opportunities? Like, what can you do to make the most out of everything that you have around you? It'll involve me getting out of my comfort zone, doing things that I have traditionally not done. But when you just start thinking about the end feeling of just chasing that opportunity and getting like this, just having that experience, that feeling, it's just, it makes it all worth it. It makes the struggle worth it. It makes taking that first step worth it. And I've just been thinking about what's the best way, like what's something that I can create that can truly help people.
It's also important to just have other people understand so that they can provide feedback and we can just work together.
Well, but you can only get better after you do it so many times, and then it'll just be a natural consequence.
Yeah.
Just you just do your things, you start to be good at it. Everything else will just fall into place.
Just believe in yourself. That's all you need to do.
It's true. It's true. You don't believe it, but it's so true. You can worry about, okay, how do you become a good communicator? How do you you can get everything, like you can understand like every single variable, like you go at it individually, or you can just do the thing you want to do, and everything will just fall into place. You will learn, or maybe even if you're not convinced, you just have a leap of faith.
Yeah.
Just believe me. Just believe. Crazy belief doesn't have to be rooted in philosophical and rigor. No, forget about all of that. Just believe it. Just believe it. Just try it. If it
Just
doesn't,
believe that if I
just believe that you can believe in yourself for a little bit.
no, there's also something else. Like
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but that thing, anything. It's like almost like if you have a thought that is making you like not do the thing, just like rearrange it. Like, okay, that's not true. And just like come up with a thought that actually helps you do the thing. It's like, oh, like I don't want to talk to that person because I think they're busy. Just like, no, rearrange it. Like, no, it looks like they're just checking their emails because no one is there to talk to them, but they actually want to talk to someone. It may or may not be true, but Pascal's wager says that it's better to go talk to the person because he leads me to.
Because then you'll believe it.
Actually, yeah, I think it's a great metaphor for anything you want to do. Like, from now on, just Pascal's wagers. Actually, Pascal's wagers to everything, but everything you need to put it like, oh, I want to talk to this person. Like, no, it's like no, they're not busy. They're just like doing this thing because of they don't want to like seem like they're alone, but they actually want to talk to someone, just like through that lens. And you try it out, and then if it works, it works. It will work. You're never gonna go back. You're gonna have a happy life, long and happy life, long, happy, prosperous, full of love, full of happiness, peace, calm, money. What else do you want to add in there? Philosophy. Philosophical.
do you have any writings?
Me?
No, he writes a bunch of essays.
He does. He's like you. He doesn't like to publish.
But I'm planning on changing that very soon.
He has many writings. More than me and you can write.
No, definitely not more than you.
But
All of my writings are also more in paper
it's fine. Just take a picture.
than computer.
But why?
I like writing more. I think my ideas flow better when I'm like
No, that's true.
writing it down rather than typing it. Because then my ideas just like, if I make a mistake, it just stops and you like backspace. No, I just like start writing.
Everything's slower and more intentional, kind of.
Exactly.
The medium becomes the way. Different mediums, different ways of thought.
So you can
Actually,
draw
yeah.
arrows and stuff, which is nice.
If you're you like to think about stuff. If you want to try to figure out something out, literally write it on computer, write it on paper, talk to someone about it, talk to yourself about it, speak about it with other people. Like draw about it or make a video about it. Teach yourself like do all different mediums and see how everything, like every component. That's probably like the true thing that you're trying to get at. Every medium becomes the way, and each way has a truth component that will help you assemble the unified truth, feel and theory of everything.
You guys don't worry much about financial security in the future. It's more just learning as much as you can and pursuing the ideas that you like right now.
I think I like to keep faith in thinking that it'll all fall into place.
Yeah. I mean, like what? I mean, that's like the only way you can think through this. And like if it doesn't work out, you can always figure it out. But the goal should be to like be unemployable, so you're forced to do the thing you actually want to do.
Okay, that's like a bad advice.
But no, but yeah, everything will work out. Or I'll be just friends with you, and hopefully you give me a grant.
11, because writing the 3 things that you're grateful for. Tonight, also write 3 things that you care about.
Write 3 things I'm grateful for, 3 things I care about.
In life right now.
I'll do it too.
Top 3 things that you care about in your life.
Any other 3 things I can do?
I will let you know if it comes to my
Okay. Please let us know.
You guys seem so like not stressed, like not worried about anything really. Is that true?
I think you're bullshitting me.
I think you're just acting
Full of
right
shit.
now.
Yeah, you think you're just full of shit. Yeah, great. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your thoughts.
You're just being hosts.
You can just walk out right now. Get the hell out of here. I think you're just full of shit. I mean, okay, like, what if we are? So what?
No, I want to see if you're being real, so I know it's possible.
I think it's completely real. I mean, I don't know.
We have literally 0 reason
Like,
to not be real right now.
Like, what do we gain from this? What? Like,
Nah, it's just hard to believe. It's
why?
It's just hard to believe it's not. Maybe because I've always just lived with fear and stress, and so it's just,
Exactly. That's
it's
how
just
I
hard to
was,
believe
which is
someone
why I
can do it.
can personally.
It's like, do you think Alex is faking it?
No.
He's pretty real to me. Tell you that. He's never gonna go back. Never. Which is why it's scary because, you know, he wants to become a Spider-Man now. Climbing building. And like now you have to stop it a little bit. Like now he's releasing himself too much. So like now we need to like lower it down a little bit.
What do you think made that change? Is like what exactly was the kind of experiences you had? Just
Rome wasn't built in a night.
okay, but over time, what were the experiences? Like, like just meeting new people, meeting Juan David.
Bro, the US changes you. The thing
Like
is,
I've had these thoughts when I was back in India, right? But I've not really had a conversation with someone who could relate to it or someone who could contribute to it. So they've all been isolated. Like I had no way of knowing if what I was thinking would work or not, if it was right for me or not. And yes, I can attribute much of it to talking with people once I came here. Him being one of them. Because you get that not acknowledgement, but just that assurance that what you're thinking has some validity to it, and there are others who think the same way as you do, and there's a way to work it out. There's a better way to do things. I ask myself if it's worth it for anything. If I'm staying up till 6 a.m. finishing a lab report, is it worth it? Or would I rather stay up till 6 a.m. working on a project that I love? You're not going to know if it works or not unless you try it out. So thank us after it works for you.
it's not convincing to you, Mr. Jolim.
And it's just hard to internalize. It's like
You cannot internalize it.
Hmm?
You can only internalize it through experience.
and that experience would be to just go after what
Fail. Yeah, and do the thing you want to do, yeah.
and fail.
Well,
Not intentionally.
not intentional, like, oh, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to fail.
Not like-
No.
I'm gonna ride a skateboard and purposely fall down the stairs. No.
You know what I mean. You already know. You're a wise individual.
Is there any formal way you can put these ideas?
It'll be for you to write it. You are the philosopher here. You're the thinker.
But you guys can do that. You guys have the ideas.
It's like your smile. It cannot be forced.
You can, yeah, you can. Did I? You're almost there. You're almost there. But for some reason, you don't want to take a leap of faith. You're almost there.
What do you mean almost there?
Doing the smile. You're like almost there.
Well, I thought I was smiling more this time than last time.
Okay, do it.
Okay. Now, okay. Like right now, right?
Yeah, do it. You're so close. You're so close. You're like thinking about it. You get your lips together and then you're like, no, I
Don't
can't.
think, just do.
Yeah, Top Gun philosophy.
Well, if you guys wrote it formally,
So
you
what?
could share it with people and they could
Well,
understand better.
That's for you to do now. You have all these ideas
that's
in
your
your head.
goal now. That's it. That's a new goal now.
Now you need to discuss it with others.
Okay, failure. Stepping stone. Don't worry about it in general. Like it's okay, even if it's not a stepping stone. It's okay in a sense.
Leap of faith.
Faith, believe in yourself, things will work out. Try and fail. So go after what I want.
Don't try to be zigzagging anything.
Do
Solve
it.
for X. If you can solve for X, solve for X. Don't solve for Y for no reason, just to get. Oh, I have Y. Look at me, I have Y. It's okay. You don't want Y anyway. Yeah, one equation. You have You have
Changes every time.
you have one equation.
You have 5 equations, 1 unknown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, no.
Whatever. Like whatever. You have like all this. All you need is all you need is X. You have infinite equations. And then, you know Y.
But to
you know
need to
Z.
solve it, you only need 1.
Right. Like you solve for X. You literally have everything. But here you are solving for X. I mean solving for Y, solving for Z, so B, C, M, P, F, all the letters. But the thing you need to solve, you solve for X. It's true. Like, that's all you need to do. Solve for X.
And then
Be grateful.
be grateful. Act in ways that allow myself to feel like how do I say fail without saying fail intentionally?
Allow yourself to make mistakes.
Mistakes get you closer to what you want. Goals should be a consequence of your actions.
Mm.
They are a leading force, but the outcome would be just a consequence. The same applies for happiness, wealth, satisfaction, anything you want to add in there.
So, do other people around you share these ideas as well?
Who cares? Like it just doesn't change the fact that
No, because I feel like this is one model, like one framework to live life, and seems like if other people have, there might be other.
listen, there are hundreds of models.
Thousands.
There's infinity. N to the infinity.
And this is one that you guys know.
Like
works.
infinity to the infinity. Like it's an irrelevant question. It's irrelevant. Completely out of context. Completely out of like.
Okay, so the point is, it works.
It works for some
someone.
people.
It
Like
works for
maybe
you.
this thing will get you closer to the thing you actually to your model. You want to
Exactly.
figure out for yourself.
Maybe you cross two things out and add your own things to this list. That's your model. That's something that works for you.
Like his model is different than my model. Like everyone has a different model. The thing is, you need to figure out the model for yourself. You cannot just be waiting to create a different model.
The point of these models is to try to just like unify seemingly disconnected statements in one structure, or one structure that leads you to perform certain actions. So it's like, in a way, it makes things simpler, streamlined.
True.
So I'll try to implement these and write it up formally.
Most importantly, how it will change your life, if it changes anything. And for that, we hope you come back and tell us all about it.
Wait, so I read in your annual review that you're thinking of like one option was like a gap year or something to write the book.
No, that was just one thing you could do. But yeah.
Are you like gonna be here next year?
What? Listen, you never know what opportunities could show up in the next month. Tomorrow, I can get an email. Hey, here's $10 million. Do whatever you want. Or I'll come up with an idea. I'll just like whatever. Like it doesn't matter. But no, I'll be. It's like one thing, like this is an approach you could do. But yeah, no. Don't worry, you will appear on the UIUC Talkshow if that's what you're worrying about.
That's not what I was thinking.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
No.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Have you guys walked around the main stacks before? It's incredible how much knowledge there is. Like, for all intents and purposes, this world is infinite. There's like infinite opportunities and things to explore.
But you yourself is infinite.
How?
Huh?
How?
You are
Oh.
infinite in many ways. But in order for you to get that knowledge or that wisdom, you don't need to read every single book in the library. You can obtain that wisdom by yourself, like with intuition and whatever.
I guess a person can be continually explored, their ideas and stuff. Kind of like the Mandelbrot set.
I guess if you want to keep using the X analogy, you solve for X. But even the purpose of X is not to really get X, because X doesn't matter. You solve for X, so you get a number. And even the number you get doesn't even matter. Because then you can use this number to plug it back into the whole infinite equations to get the final number. But in the final number doesn't matter, because you could say that the journey to get the number was even more important than the number itself. But even then, once you find the number, you realize that the number might be 42, and the 42 is the meaning of the universe, the meaning of anything, the meaning of life. Once you have 42, you realize that 4 plus 2 is 6. And 6 is a very interesting number, because if you add 1, it adds to 7. And 7 is the magic number of the universe.
And then you read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
You own everything. A door opens in the sky, and you go up, and you see everything. All the universes, all the galaxies. You can see everything all at once.